Hello, everyone, and welcome to Business Point on Global Television. And again, Merry Christmas to all of our viewers from all of us, the team producing Business Point here in Global Television. We wish you Merry Christmas. And today's edition of Business Points, we're starting on a very exciting note where Nigerian All-Share Index closed on Christmas Eve with breaking off around 102,186.3 points, reflecting a whooping gain of 829.88 points. That's super amazing. This shows a 0.82% rise, suggesting growing investor optimism as the index eyes March high above 104,000. Yes, despite the surge in the trading volume, decreases with only around 397 million shares exchanged, down from 20% from the previous section of 503 million shares being exchanged. The market capitalization here around 62 trillion naira, whooping up from the previous day of 61.9 trillion, supported by 8,369 transactions being traded on totally. And then the market summary shows that the current all-share index break the spike of 102,186.03 points, and then the previous all-share index showed was around 101,356.15 points. The day change was at plus 0.82%. Year-to-date performance was at 36.66%. Volume traded was at 431.7 million shares. I beg your pardon. Market capitalization was at 61.9 trillion naira. Outlook, the Nigerian all-share index broke. Okay, we'll be going on a very quick break, and then when we return back, I'll be bringing you updates on the outlook of Nigerian all-share index. Please do stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, we sincerely apologize for that quick technical break that we had to take. So still on, the outlook looked very, very exciting, looking at the trajectory of the profit, 0.82% gain from the all-share index as of yesterday, trading section. So the outlook now, it says that the Nigerian all-share index broke through 102,000 marks, and even at the market volume declined. So with the eye set to the psychology threshold above 104,000 established in the month of March. That's a projection for March 2024, while the index could face some stalling due to the downlining volume during the festive season. The individual gains in the large cap stock are likely to propel the index towards breaking the 103 and 104,000 barriers as that coming in the coming months. This is looking from January, February, and March. This is the forecast that the market is looking forward to break. And then looking at all of this now with investors, if you've followed through the trajectory from the first week of November up to date has been on a bullish trend, and then the all-share index market has been breaking several spikes, and then we've witnessed a bullish run all through. So we're not surprised that all of this is happening. Policies are actually being in place for all of this to happen, and then from the month of October, November and December is always a bullish trend, a bullish month for the all-share index, for the markets, for the market, because of the fact that people tend to transact a lot. Talking about transacting a lot, Christmas is here, and I dare to say again, Merry Christmas to all of our viewers worldwide. And there have been some certain level of concerns looking at the cost of food items in the markets, with food inflation rates in most states here in Nigeria reaching almost around 40%. Nigerians were observed in their numbers at popular markets across the country as they made last-minute purchases ahead of Christmas celebrations. We visited numerous markets, and then shows that prices of food items and other items had increased compared to the price it was last year. And even last week, Nigerians were still buying what they could afford. The price of a carton of turkey jumped from 44,000 last Thursday to 57,000 as at this week, as on Monday. Now the price now has been between 65,000 to 75,000 as we speak to you at this point. What is the reason behind this? What is the regulatory bodies doing around pricing within this season? There are lots of questions going on and answers Nigerians are expecting. A carton of chicken was still retailing at the amount of 84,000. At a stack of croaker fish was also being sold at 120,000. These prices were as at last week Thursday. And then the prices of onion ranges from 1,000 to 3,000 naira for the small medium-sized pieces. Big yellow pepper in the markets roses from around 2,000 naira a piece. The same with the red ones. A bowl of cabbage is priced at 1,000 naira and upwards. A pint of bucket of tomatoes, is being sold for around 6,000 naira. Inside the market. So with all of this now, Nigerians are still complaining now. Live chickens are being sold for broiler, basically is being sold for around 20 to 25,000 naira, and then layers are being sold for around 18 to 22,000 naira respectively. So all of these customers are complaining, Nigerians are complaining of the current hike on food items. Now we've seen issues, there have been a lot of complaints about price of fuel and all of that, and then exchange rates also affecting these prices in the market. But now we've seen that the Nigerian naira is stabilizing. Dangote refinery, bringing down his own petroleum price, and now we have Port Harcourt refinery, which has, come back to life. But now there are still some controversies going on around there, which they said the Port Harcourt refinery, it's not actually producing. So now we are still going to get to that angle of the conversation in today's edition of Business Point. But currently now, Nigerians are still complaining of how expensive things are. Basic things, actually, basic amenities, food and all. Looking at it as last year, you could use, from what report says, looking at it, they could use around 20,000 naira to be able to purchase 2 live chickens. But now the cases are different. Live turkey in the market currently went for as more as 45,000 naira. These are lots of challenges. Then aside the food items being expensive, cost of transportation, for those that have traveled during this period, most families, tend to travel so as to go spend the holiday season with their families. Now, transportation also has been on a high. People have recorded around 50 to 45% increment on the cost of transportation. That's for those traveling by road. And then we are not leaving aside those traveling by air on the other line, because of the fact that the transportation and the flight ticket is also on a very, very high side. So there have been a lot of controversies, there have been a lot of questions being asked. And again, another concerns that Nigerians are having is that there's a bit of scarcity of cash during this same period. So a whole lot of things is going on despite the festivity, but Nigerians still have that will to celebrate no matter what situations they find themselves. But still, it didn't stop them from calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into the matters, given the fact that he has said that there will be a stabilized projection where dollar would be exchange at the rate of 1,500 naira come next year. Looking at all of this trajectory now, Nigerians hope to see a swift action or a swift and positive change that would help Nigerians enjoy the fact that they elected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president or the number one citizen of this country. Moving away from food items, let's have conversation around currencies, where Nigerian naira closes at 1,537 naira to a dollar, the weakest per Christmas Day rating ever. The exchange rate between the Nigerian naira and dollar closed at 1,537 naira on Christmas Eve, gaining 1 naira from the previous day. Like I rightly mentioned earlier, there have been a trajectory of Nigerian all-share index and Nigerian naira gaining momentum during this festive period. Now we are looking at it from the angle of the fact that inflow from the FX is coming in, that is Nigeria in diaspora sending money back home, and the Crude for Naira initiative is also contributing to this growth that we are witnessing. So on the previous day, Nigerian naira was closed at 1,538 naira to a dollar. This marks the official exchange rate entering Christmas Eve at its lowest level in history, surpassing 885.88 naira exchange rate recorded in December 22 on the 22nd of December 2023, which was previously the worst in history. The currency has therefore weakened by a staggering 42% over the past year, driven by several macroeconomic headwind experienced throughout the year. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria rate portal shows that the naira closed at 1,537 naira on the business day wrapped up earlier ahead of Christmas celebration. The intraday high and low recording during the day was around 1,545 naira and 1,533 naira to the dollar, respectively, compared to 1,545 naira and 1,532 naira recorded in the previous day. The parallel market rate has stabilized in recent days following significant volatility earlier in the month when it exceeded 1,700 against the dollar. The Central Bank of Nigeria recently granted Bureau de Change operators temporary permission to purchase up to $25,000 weekly for foreign exchange from the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Another directive was also issued informing Nigerians looking into travel abroad about that they can purchase dollar as personal or business travel allowance via their commercial bank. So looking at this now, if you remember earlier in the month, around September, the Central Bank of Nigeria auctioned over $800 million. That gave the Nigerian market a bit of stability. But what then happened? The trajectory didn't continue like that. Okay, all of that happened when they softened the loan on, or the tax reforms, and then bills on importation of grains from Asia, looking at the fact that to help curb out the food insecurity that is being faced. So a whole lot of resources was made available by the central bank. That's why the auction was made, and then the naira stabilized at that point. So if the central bank don't get to always auction huge amounts of the US dollar, what then happens to the Nigerian naira? So lots of things need to be done, and Nigerians and other public affairs analysts and financial analysts have argued that the floating of the naira has been a major challenge. Not just the floating of the naira, fuel subsidy removal, the timing of the removal has also been a concern. So moving away and looking at all of these issues now, we are witnessing that, and the projection for the 2025 has says that naira is going to be around 1,500, as I said in the budget presented to the State House by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If we are looking at all of these trajectories now, and then what can be done now to stabilize the naira? Now, in the coming months, we would see Nigerians that came back home traveling back. One for those for business, those for school, and then those that came visiting will move out, will move back, and then we'll go back to the status quo of doing Nigerian business. Now, what happens to the market woman selling in the market? How can she, manage? Because the cost of items now in the market is actually on the rise, and then we are witnessing that Dangote Refinery has curbed his own fuel price. Now, there have been issues going on within the Port Harcourt refinery saying there is product, and some are saying there is no product. But now the NNPC are coming out to tell us this, that they are launching PMCC to revolutionize the real-time monitoring and boost efficiency. The Nigerian Petroleum Company, NNPCL, has unveiled a state-of-the-art production monitoring command center, a groundbreaking initiative aimed at revolutionizing the hydrocarbon production, monitoring, and as well as boosting of operational efficiency across the oil and gas sector. The design is to provide a centralized real-time reviewing of hydrocarbon production and transportation activities, ensuring that the seamless integration of data and processes. So looking at all of these, by leveraging all of this advanced analysis and predictive technology, to address the critical industry challenge and enhance decision making and capitability, for stockholders, according to the NNPC. The delivery and solutions through decentralized monitoring, advanced analysis, and collaborative performance in the following ways is going to help aim and cut out some challenges being faced by the organization. One of the things that this initiative is supposed to do is, one, centralized monitoring and real-time tracking; two, enhance decision making; three, efficient maintenance, planning, and again, improved collaboration and communication. And then the last but not the least, which is boost revenue and efficiency. Looking at all of these now, most of Nigerians' policies are actually very, very good on paper, but Nigerians have argued not just being good on paper, but implementation has been a very, very big issue. Some persons have argued that the cabal in the NNPC is what is making the fuel being at this high rates, not even the president and the fuel subsidy removal. There's a whole lot going on within this industry, but we're hoping that what Nigerians are hoping for is just for the price of fuel should be affordable, and as well as let there be availability of these products. We'll be going on a quick break, and then when we return back, we'll be having a conversation around Dogecoin, which has said would hit around $10 to a coin come 2025. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. I know you would remember 4 years ago, there was a projection that says Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000 mark come before December, or not before December 2024. We'll get into that. Let's talk about Dogecoin. Market expert predicts that Dogecoin is going to hit $10 to a coin come 2024, and this is expected to happen within the first quarter of 2025. Now, what is going to be the major force that will be able to drive this growth or this spike of Dogecoin? Let me bring you up to speed with it. The market analysts have revealed when Dogecoin will surge to $10 price following a series of carefully studied technical indicators. The cryptocurrency market has been in a correctional phase. Major assets like Bitcoin, Solana coin, and Dogecoin have corrected sustainability in the past week. For context, Dogecoin retested a 6-week low of a 0.262116 on December the 20th. That is, it's not even yet up to $1 before this projection, although the asset has rebounded from the era and the meme coin still facing intense selling pressure. However, notable analyst Emma James Porter has insisted that the Dogecoin rebounded strongly and surged to a cynical high of a latest $10 in the coming year. Furthermore, the analysis provided a timeline for this price amendment. Porter noted that the recent analysis that Dogecoin will will trump its all-time high of 0.73995 and surge over 3,095% to $10 next year. The analysis speculated that growing adoption and technology advancements will be the main drivers of the bullish upsurge. Interestingly, the portals provided a timeline for the prices initiated in his commentary. He noted that the leading meme coin will hit $10 between February the 11th and May the 7th, 2025. He further elaborated on the timeline, stating that it would correlate with Bitcoin's first market stop within the period mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, the analysis chart showed that Dogecoin could surge over $10 in this cycle. This accompanying chart shows that the largest meme coin by the market cap could reach around $80 in the bullish case. Then, looking at it now from the month of February, January, businesses come back to life. From February, March, April, May, technically in the crypto world, those months are recorded as the bullish month. That is where you tend to see lots of coins coming out and then spiking. Then from the month of June, July, August, there's usually a bit of a down where cryptocurrencies tend to, suffer, get deep. So now from September, October, November, December, that's another bullish month. So for cryptocurrencies and FX market, generally, you tend to see a lot of trend. So with this projection now, it was projected 4 years ago that Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000 mark come December 2024. 2020, that was when this projection was made. Fast forward now, in the month of November, we witnessed Bitcoin hit up to $108,000. Aside that, we have also witnessed that Bitcoin is actually suffering as we speak right now, where it's at a current of $95,000. Before this week, we've seen a trajectory of how Bitcoin tends to grow. Now, the adaptation of cryptocurrency worldwide, just in Africa and then other countries, using it to even, do some level of investment and purchase some assets, is giving a trend and momentum for these projections to be able to happen. We know how it all started with the currents, with Bitcoin, and then look at where Bitcoin is now. So, looking at all of this and then the trend so far, Dogecoin with so far is doing in the FX market and as well as in the cryptocurrency world is actually looking to hit that mark. Yes, because there's been a surge, and then from all we are seeing and all indications is showing that in the coming months, come 2025, Dogecoin would be able to hit a $10 mark and surpass that. That is how much time would permit us to take on today's edition of Business Point. We'll be bringing you more exciting, market caps and then bullish trends going on around the world as, time unfolds on other episodes that would be coming up. My name is Samuel Odi. I once again say Merry Christmas to the entire production team. Merry Christmas to you watching at home, and have fun today. Don't drink and drive. Bye for now.